Here's a short demonstration using the function called adaptive wide angle, and I've got a picture in your list of photos that that has been shot with a wide angle lens. And a lot of times, when you, as you can see here, with wide angle lens, you get this round distortion that's from the round lens that's on the camera. It's actually the way we see. We just don't know. We don't recognize that it's happening as we go through space. But anyway, I've got it up here. I'm going to make a copy of the background layer, and I'm going to keep it stacked on top of each other as we work on this. And so I'll go up to the filter menu, and I'll find it right here. Now what it does is send you in this other window, and there's a short list of tools here. Some of you recognize. The polygon constraint I haven't really found a good use for. I have tried it by isolating this polygon, and it seems like it has kind of a positive effect. So you may want to try that. But the top one seems to work best when it's working. Sometimes it seems like it's a little erratic, but let's try it here. I'm going to click on this top one, the constraint tool. All right, and I'll just take that tool, and I'm going to find a curved line, and I'm going to drag it, click and drag, and kind of take it from top to bottom. Now, when it's working, you'll notice that the path kind of follows the curve, and it automatically kind of corrects. It turns that curved line into a straight line. I have had a few occasions where it wants to bend the wrong way, and then it has trouble calibrating. So you may, if it happens to you, you may have to just quit or close the file and go back and open it again. As you roll over this top arrow, I guess it would work either place. As you click and drag, try to pull it so that the readout shows at 90 degrees. That'd be a perfect vertical, right? And so you can see now I've got it set on 90, and you'll see it adjust. Okay, I've got an angled line here, and so I'll click with the same tool, and you can see it adheres to that and sort of takes any bend out of it. And then I'll adjust this back to hopefully to 90 degrees. Now I've noticed it's like the rotate tool in Illustrator. If you move a little further away from the center of rotation, sometimes it's easier to find that 90. Okay, and you can see now that's at 90, this is at 90. There's another angle here that's kind of a prominent angle, so I'll see if I can drag a path here, and it seems to be working just great. And it straightens it out, and then I want to make it 90 degrees, so move away. I'm holding the mouse down while I'm doing this to try to see if I can hit it right on 90. And again, if you can't quite get it on 90, if you can just get it as close as you can possibly get it, I'll stop it right there. And you can see it make that adjustment. Now, so far it's fixing the picture really well. It's the verticals that are main thing that people object to in the distortion from the lens. Now, I didn't talk about these much. I tested the others, and this setting for fisheye seems to work the best. The others I don't mess with very much, maybe at the beginning, but they seem to cause that primary tool to kind of lose its calibration, so I usually just leave them alone. This one's okay though to use now, just to scale out and regain some of the image that was lost when the image zoomed in. Okay, so you can see what's happened to the edges of our picture. Not real attractive, but for my money, I'd rather delete those than have the software delete them for me. So I just scale back, came to 84%, and then hit OK. And you can see now I've got the background image in there that's still bent, and then I've got this top image on top of it. Now, I do want to put them side by side, and you may notice that we're going to lose a little bit of this top image. Actually, let me just do this. I'll turn off the background image. I'll stay on the top image, and let me edit this out so that it's back to a rectangle. It's pretty easy to do. Just use your rectangle marquee tool, and here's how I think is the best way. You could just draw a big rectangle and do the inverse thing like we've done before, but if you'll just start out in the transparent pixels and then bring this bottom line so it's just barely into the image, that way you're deleting. I'm going to delete this bend, you're only deleting the minimum amount that you really need to delete. I'm going to come to this wide corner down here. I've got my marquee set for the first setting. I'm just going to click here and drag this up. And again, I'm going to try to shave off the minimum number of pixels. So you see I'm just barely into that image. And I'll delete those. And now across the bottom, I don't know that it matters a whole lot. Start in the transparent pixel. Start out here and drag the box over to here and try to leave as many pixels as you possibly can. I'm going to shave off a little bit off the bottom, and then I'm going to start in the transparent area over here and bring this in and try to eliminate as few pixels as I can off this side. I'm just hitting the delete key each time. Alright, now I'll deselect. The bottom image is still there and it's bigger. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to reduce this down to put them side by side. Use the regular old crop tool like we've done all these many times before. And I'm going to arrange these. I'm going to arrange this side by side. And I'm going to deselect up here where it says delete cropped pixels. I'm going to deselect that. Remember, the side effect of that is that when you commit, it unlocks the base layer. I don't know if you can see now, the base layer is unlocked on this side. Okay, and the background is transparent, and that's exactly what I wanted in this case. I'll show you why. I'm going to move this one over. It's quite a bit smaller than the original image, and so I'm actually going to reduce the original image so that it matches this one. The grid in the back can kind of help you. Just remember to hold your shift key as you bring it down. And I'm looking at the little clear pixel grid in the background. You can see I'm coming down so that it matches the one on the right side. Then I'm going to come up this way, again with the shift key. Now I'm going to match it so it matches the height this way. So that my before image is not dramatically bigger than my after image. I just think that that looks better when you do it that way. Now, you will need to provide a background since we did it that way. Let me turn off my show transform controls. You can see what I've got there. There's a little cropping yet to do here as we even this up. Okay, and that looks better. Now I'll add my new fill background. And white or something appropriate is probably what I want. Just bring that down so it's below both layers, and now you've got the file nice and clean and looking corrected. Okay, there may be still a little bit of bend in this angle. I maybe could have fixed that as well while we were at it, but you can see it all looks much more vertical and straight and less of that wide angle bend. You want to name your layers and then go to the top layer and add your type, and that's how I propose that you do the adjustment with the angle.